Hello, hello, good morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. We want to reach everyone. I'm Dr. Sheila with the Wow Wellness with Solex, and we are doing a little team training today. This is Monday, January 26th, 2026, and a lot of us are snowed in. So, what better way to spend your time than learning more about AOScan? So, I am going to keep this very brief and very informal. Today, I said that we would talk about how to communicate about the AO scan technology. Now, you will notice that there is no formal training on this, and the reason is we've all got different ideas about things. We all understand differently. We live in different parts of the world. We have different religious beliefs. We have different
Mm.
educations. So there's so many things that make it to where you need to know who you're talking to. Um, and if you haven't already muted, just go ahead and mute unless we get into question and answer because we are recording this and we want to keep the recording clean. Um, but really what I want to do is I want to empower you with how to find answers for yourself because you're going to be talking to different people than I talk to. So the way that I talk about AOScan could be completely different than the way you talk about it. And the way I understand it could be very different than the way you understand it because we have so much with AO scan. There's just so much that it can do. There's not a blanket answer. Because if I speak to someone in Germany about what it means to me, they're going to say, well, that's not how we do that in Germany, you know? So seriously, you've got to know your audience. What I first did, if you're not using Chat GPT, I want you to understand what a powerful resource that is because my very first thing was I went in and I told ChatGPT that I needed to give a training on AOScan, how to have effective communication, how to speak about frequencies, and what to say to people of religious beliefs that think this is bad, negative, woo-woo, new age, all those kinds of misconceptions. And so I want to share with you what I did, and that way if you already have a chat GPT, it's going to know you. What I first did when I started working with chat GPT regarding the AO scan is I went to the Solex website. I went to my affiliate site, my shop site, and I went to about. That's where the information about AO scan is. Let me just show you real quick if you haven't noticed that. And I probably don't have that pulled up, so bear with me just a moment. I told you this would be very um, non-formal. We're going to keep it very non-formal. Now, someone let me know if you can see my Solex shop site.
Yes, I see it.
Okay, perfect. So what I do is I go to our story and I is it, this doesn't look like the right place. Maybe they've moved it again. Okay, how it all started. And then there is, okay, where is it? Hmm. Well, it was right here. I think they've changed the site again. So scratch that one. I'm going to go to the Solex blog. I used to go to my site. Okay, Solex blog is solexglobal.com/blog. This is a really great resource. And this is where you can go right to AOScan. Now, introducing the AOScan technologies. Okay, this is what Solex has put up for official communication about AOScan technology. And then you can go down to the different features and you click the learn more to expand it. What I did was I copied all of this information. I copied and pasted in my chat GPT. This is information about AO scan technology. I went and I copied all of this information, and that filled its mind with the knowledge it needed about what we're talking about. Okay. All right. So that's what I did to educate my GPT. Then I went in here and I actually have built my own AO scan interpreter, and it was pretty easy to do, and we will do a training on that. But that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. There it is. Okay. I'm going to stop and reshare just to make sure we're on the right page. Okay, so at the top, I just told it that I reminded it that it knew everything about our technology and that a lot of people struggle with how to explain what frequencies are, how the AO scan works, and then Christians that are scared of the unknown and accuse it of lots of different things. And so my GPT friend came back and it built out a training for me. Now, instead of making a formal training, I just wanted to show you how you can do this for yourself because you can use different words in your question to GPT about maybe you're talking to this group of people and you know this about them, or this is a hang up for them and you don't know how to address that. You can put it right in here after it's been educated about the system and it can help you with the communication. So this starts with, golden rule. It suggests that we never start out with the word frequency. Well, I do because the people I speak to, they already get it. But the people you speak to might not, so you wouldn't want to use that word. Um, Here's some everyday examples like thermometers read heat, blood pressure cuffs read pressure, fitness trackers read heart rate and sleep, EKGs read the electrical signals of the heart, MRIs and EEGs read signals of the body. So the key point is here that the body already communicates through measurable signals. The AO scan simply reads patterns in those signals and it compares them to reference data. Okay. And so it's just a lot of really good information here. How in depth do you want to get into your conversation? It's just endless what you can do and the wordage that you can have with people. But what's really important is making sure that you read through the Solex blog and read that information for yourself about what AO scan is, because when you've read that enough, that information is going to sink into you and you're going to come up with your own way of speaking about it that makes sense to you, that's going to make sense to the people that you talk to. Okay, some non-threatening things here about frequencies. Your heart, your heart has a rhythm. Your brain has brain waves. Your voice has tone and pitch. Your phone uses Wi-Fi signals. All of these things are frequencies, even though we don't call them that daily. Well, I do now, but back about 10 years ago, I probably didn't. Now, for faith-based people, I have this conversation a lot because God designed our body with order, rhythm, and patterns. The AO scan is simply observing those patterns. It's not changing beliefs, energies, or spirit. And what I remind people about the Bible, the word is very clear that this is a spirit world. Everything is energy. Everything has its own frequency or vibration, which is a measurement of the energy. So this popped into my head as I was thinking about this. When you walk into a room, sometimes you can feel something that is a little unsettling and you might not be able to explain it. It could be a person in the room that maybe your spirit is having an aversion to. You may not understand it, but that is your intuition, your body picking up on an energy that isn't resonating with you. And you probably aren't going to go that direction. You could walk into another room where you just feel this energy of life and wow, this is really great. I love the vibe of this place or these people. That is you picking up on energy. It's the energy that people are putting out into the world. Is it a low, negative energy or is it a high, life-giving, positive energy? We feel these things. Animals the same way. They can feel a bad person from a good person. Don't they already just know it? That's because they're picking up on the energy. Is it a good energy or a bad energy? So when we talk about the AO scan, we talk about it as a wellness assessment tool. It's a biofeedback system, an educational technology. It's a pattern recognition system. It's a way to prioritize stress and imbalance. But it's not for medical diagnosis or medical treatment or spiritual practices or energy healing. It's definitely not for mind control and it's definitely not magic. So these are some things that just kind of help you choose the words that make sense to you, that resonate with the people that you talk to. Here's a little step-by-step explanation of how the AO scan listens through your voice or touch or, picking up the energy through the quantum field when some people aren't going to understand that. And that's where I talk about prayer or when you're sending good intentions to someone. And, if you're upset with someone, did you know that that negative energy actually transfers to them? They may not feel it, but it is going to them. And like if you're praying for someone or you're sending someone, when someone has a death in the family or they've got something bad going on, you say, I'm sending virtual love and hugs. You're really sending that frequency to them, and it is supportive and helpful. So this is just what I did. You can do this
Mhm.
for yourself. It talks about what biofeedback is, kind of like a heart rate monitor when someone's having some cardiac issues, stress apps, breath trackers, EEG feedback. These are all passive biofeedback systems, and that's all the AO scan is. When we talk about broadcasting, that's one that some people really have a hard time with, and that's where I use prayer or sending good vibes to someone, or if you're really mad at someone and you're sending that bad energy. If you're not muted, could you please mute? Thank you. And the AO scan is protected. You can't send anything negative. It's not capable of that. It's only for positive influence. And that's all it is it's influencing the cells in a positive way, helping to mitigate or cancel out all the negativity coming towards us. So when we talk about broadcast, we're talking about information feedback or educational signals or pattern reminders. It's kind of like a metronome helps a musician, or how a pacer helps runners, or how a tuning app helps singers. And so, some of the things that you can think about when you're talking to spiritual people who may be apprehensive or a little scared of this, just remind them that there's no meditation. There's nothing about beliefs that are required here. We don't worship chakras. They're just a word for an energy center. We have scientifically proven energy centers in the body. Some people call it a chakra, some people call it chi. It's just a word. It's not a bad thing, and it's not worshiping anyone or anything. Um, and there's no spiritual authority claimed here. Okay, the AO scan doesn't replace prayer or doctors or discernment. It's just information, like lab work or a wellness questionnaire. It's just gathered differently. So, biblically friendly framing. The body is designed with order. We know that. Chaos does not come from the Lord. Wisdom includes learning how the body works. And information itself is neutral. There's no judgment, there's no right or wrong. It's just information. So, some key things to remember when you're talking to skeptical people: don't argue with them, don't try to convince them, don't oversell. Okay. It may or may not be ready for them. They may not be called to this kind of technology, and it's just information. Um, Most people use it for awareness. A lot of people use it for empowerment. If you've been watching our Wow Wednesday weekly testimonial calls, you can hear thousands of empowered stories from people using the AO scan technology. But simply, it's a wellness technology that reads patterns in the body's signals and it organizes them into an educational report. It doesn't diagnose or treat anything. It's only highlighting areas of stress so that people can make informed wellness choices, just like any other assessment tool. Some of the things that make it different is we are able to imprint things, broadcast things. We can make our own homeopathic remedies or cell salts for people that understand what those things are. We can imprint our jewelry with positive frequencies. And we also know that this can be used in homes or clinic. It is so advanced and revolutionary. Every practitioner should absolutely have it because the information that it offers far surpasses anything else they have access to for getting the information they need to properly help people. It's also so simple to use and so affordable that we can get it in every household. And that's my mission, is to empower the individual. Okay. It can it can help detect early stress signals so that people can make choices and avoid physical things presenting. It can help them with their daily lifestyle, tell them what kind of foods that they maybe should avoid so they don't have some digestive stress. There's just so many things that it can do to help people. Okay, and I think this is really important to remember, is that we don't need to convince anybody. There are people that are going to understand this. There are people that might just have some curiosity questions and it just might not resonate with them, and that's perfectly fine. We don't need to have any judgment about that. It's not up to us. Our job is to get the information out there for the people who do get it and the people who are looking. So please don't get caught up in trying to convince somebody and answering 1,000 questions that really isn't helping anyone. You give them, I think that the best thing is to give them an experience. If you can give them just a brief explanation and say, hey, can I give you an experience for yourself? Give them a complimentary inner voice scan and let them listen to their tones. And I can bet you that 9.5, if not 10 out of 10, are going to have an experience and they're going to say, wow, what is that doing? Or how does it do that? And that's where you can go into and have a little more conversation. Now, I also found a little presentation that Steve Bozen put together, and I think he used Copilot to do it. I found some just a few little things that need changed and some duplications, but it was basically good information. And this is what he's been using. If you guys aren't familiar with him, he is a Army vet, and he's been very active in the Solex community, very passionate about helping everyone. He doesn't ask for money. I think he does have some paid mentorship that he offers, but he's just a very generous person wanting to help people with the AO scan and get the word out. So this is really cool. And you can find this. He shares this with everybody. He says that we're built from energy long before we're built from flesh. And remember, this is a spirit world. We're not fighting the flesh. It's all about the energy, the good and the bad energy. Every cell, organ, and system in the body communicates through tiny electrical signals, magnetic fields, and subtle vibrations. That constant flow of information creates an energetic blueprint around you. And some people refer to that as the biofield. So think of it like this. Your nervous system sends electrical impulses. Your heart produces the strongest electromagnetic field in your body. Your cells emit subtle light or biophotons as they repair and communicate. Your thoughts and your emotions shift your electrical and magnetic patterns. That's why inner voice is so powerful, because we need to get those emotions in a positive place so that we can shift the electrical and magnetic patterns of the cells. That's why a body can't heal when emotions are so out of balance. Okay. We are all energetic beings and we all have a biofield. Every cell, organ, and system in the body communicates through electrical signals, magnetic fields, and subtle vibrations. That energy radiates beyond the physical body, forming your biofield. The nervous system sends impulses. The heart produces the strongest. So here's just a different way of communicating what he just communicated on this slide before. I didn't have time or desire to go through and make this perfect. I'm just showing you there are resources available that you can tap into depending on what you're looking for. So all of that energy radiates beyond the physical body, and it forms this field that can be measured. It can be influenced and it can be supported. It's why practices like meditation, grounding, breath work, and frequency technology can create real shifts. They're interacting directly with the energetic layer that organizes the physical body. In short, we are not just physical beings with energy. We actually are energetic beings with a physical form. Because in my belief, that energy doesn't die. The physical does. The energy was here before the skin, before the flesh. That's a duplicate. Okay, Lauren likes to use the cell phone analogy, and I use it quite a bit myself. Imagine your body and biofield as a unique cell phone number. Every organ, gland, system, and emotion broadcasts its own frequency, just like a cell phone tower transmits its own signal. Your personal information is dialing your bio number. So when you enter a client's name, birth date, height, weight, voice, and picture, the AO scan uses that data the same way your phone uses a contact. It dials your exact biofield signal. It doesn't diagnose anything. It simply connects to the energetic tower so that the system knows who it's communicating with. Once connected, the AO scan starts scanning. Just like your phone checks for bars and signal quality and interference, the system compares your frequencies to the ideal blueprint frequencies. And remember, we're comparing to over 500,000 blueprint frequencies that have been scientifically proven and looking to see how far away from perfect our cells are. So kind of think about it like the strength bars on your cell phone. It's looking for weak signals or low frequency, the static and noise, which is high and chaotic frequencies, dropped connections, which could be blocked meridians, crossed signals, which could be emotional distortions, and dead zones, where areas are lacking energetic communication. This is how the AO scan knows where things are imbalanced or distorted in the biofield. Just like your phone can analyze the connection, quality, speed, and interference, the AO scan produces an energetic report that shows what's overactive, too much signal, what's underactive, not enough signal, where communication is distorted, and where the body is compensating. Again, it's not diagnosing. It's just reading the electromagnetic field of your biofield, similar to an MRI or a CAT scan, an EEG or an EKG. So if your phone has a weak signal, it boosts it. Well, if there's interference, it cancels it out, right? Well, the AO scan does the same thing with frequencies. It sends back the exact opposite resonant frequency of what's imbalanced. This works kind of like noise canceling headphones. The imbalanced frequency and the corrective frequency meet. They neutralize each other, and the noise imbalance cancels. The body now reestablishes its natural harmonic state. This does not heal you, but it removes the interference so that the body can heal itself exactly the way it was designed to do. Our bodies are designed to self-heal, but when we have interference, the body can't. We have to remove those interferences, and that's what AO scan is looking for. What is interfering with the ability to heal itself? So once the interference is gone, the body finally has clear communication, coherent energy, balanced vibrations, efficient regulation, just like a phone works perfectly when its signal is strong and clean. Balanced frequency equals clean connection between the mind, the body, and the energy systems. So AO scan uses your personal data to dial your bio number. It scans your frequency signals, looking for interferences, analyzing the distortions, and it sends corrective frequencies to cancel out the imbalances so that your body restores harmony and self-heals. And that's really the bottom line. So now I can't find my stop share because this is in the way. Oh, goodness sakes. There we go. Okay. And I'm not sure what that is. Okay, is there any questions or anything anybody wants to add? Because, like I said, knowing your audience, who you're talking to, is going to help with how you communicate. But getting the basics down, reading the Solex blog about what AO scan is, keeping it simple, going to your chat GPT and maybe giving some information about the audience you might be talking to, whether it's one person or 20 people, but making sure that it's fully knowledgeable of what AOScan technology is if you're just starting with a new GPT that doesn't know. And like I said, different cultures are going to have different challenges. So, anybody, any questions, comments, additions, anything you'd like to add?
Just thank you for your real quick trainings. They were really valuable. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad. Well, if you
I
don't,
agree. They're wonderful. They're short and there's so much in it, and I just love it. Thank you, Dr. Sheila.
oh, good. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you. Thank you. I think this is really fun and I like keeping it, pretty laid back, not formal because I can't be the all, because that doesn't help empower you guys to help empower other people. So it's a matter of learning where we go to look for information, how to look for the right information, where the information is. And the blog, the Solex blog is one of my first places to go to. The Solex official group doing a search for a term. That's another one where I get lots of great information, and my chat GPT friend. So these three places are going to be a wealth of education for you, learning how to find them and how to use them. Okay. Because especially since we're working internationally here, when you guys are awake and maybe you're getting ready to talk to somebody, I might be asleep and I won't be available to answer a question. So you can say, oh, I know where to go to get this answer. So that would be super helpful if it's like time urgent. Okay, this is so fun. Thank you all for showing up. I love to see you here. All right, let me know if there's anything else that I can do for you. I will have the recording. If you have people that couldn't make it, it will be available, and I hope that it's helpful.
Where do we find it to re-listen?
Let's see. It will be posted in the team Facebook group and
Ah,
probably in the team chats.
super. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's really, really helpful.
You are very welcome. You all have a very blessed week, and hopefully I'll see you Wednesday on the testimonial call.
Thank you.
Thank you.